Ayo, Reset here. This is something I'm really excited about. I've just purchased my very first video synthesizer. This is the HSS3jb, and as far as I know, this was like a very limited run. It was so weird. I was in the market for a video synthesizer, and I just was looking around on Facebook Marketplace and stuff. It's weird that a video synthesizer came up at all. Like, of all the things that people are selling, video synthesizers are very few and far between. I was looking at some other popular ones like the Critter and Guitari IZ or LZX Industries Vidiot, but those have been like out of stock for a long time and very few and far between. So I was very surprised this came up after a few weeks of searching. Yeah, I saw a clip online of what it can do, and this is really interesting. It is both a video synthesizer and an audio synthesizer. So that means it can output video and sound at the same time, which I think is so cool. Anyways, I've had this for a few weeks. It's just been sitting in the studio waiting for this video to be made. And I'm about to plug it in for the first time and see what it sounds and looks like. So yeah, let's plug this in. Hey y'all, just a bit of a disclaimer. This video is gonna have a bunch of flashing lights, so if you're sensitive to that, just be warned. Okay, now onto the video. Let's get a video out. Whoa, that's cool. Whoa, that's just for me plugging this in. That looks dope. Okay. I wonder what that sounds like. So let's try plugging in this audio cable out. Whoa. I'm already so curious. Let's just try messing around with a few of these knobs. Whoa, okay. That's fun. Oh my goodness. That's so dope. Mr. Krabs, where are you at, bro? Oh, okay, so the patch select is changing both the sound and the visual. I don't know exactly what these knobs control exactly. It's labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. What happens if I try these RGB switches here? Oh, okay. Just like changing the color of the visuals. Ooh. I like that. So this is changing, I guess, the color profile? Yeah, like what channels of colors? Ooh, that looks dope. Okay, let's try another patch. Ooh. Like laser sounds? Whoa. That's so cool. Oh my god, what just happened? That's so awesome. Okay. Okay, so the patch, okay, so whatever settings I have, when I switch it to the next patch is definitely such a mess. Okay. So a kick. Ooh, that's so pretty. I don't really know what some of the buttons do, aside from some of the really obvious ones like patch select. But there's these 4 labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and they are changing properties about the sound. Like on some patches, it felt like as I was turning up 1, 2, 3, 4, it was like speeding up. For example here, I'm moving knob 1, and it's speeding up the oscillator so fast until like it starts to oscillate on itself. But knob 2 doesn't control much here. Like maybe just the volume of the lower pitch. Whoa. Ooh, I like that. Whoa. So we spent a lot of time playing with the right half of this synth. I'm really curious about these audio D10 sections. And so I'm going to try flipping these switches. Not very apparent. If I flip them all down? No. Okay, let's try some of these switches on the left-hand side here. So this is, whoa. Okay, so this knob called stable, completely flipped it over. There's some other ones here that said like B-E-N-D-S, bends. Let's try another patch. And I'll try the B. Ooh, okay. This is E. Oh, okay, so E's adding, I feel like it's adding more white to the image. Let's try N. It's getting noisier, and if I take out the end, you see more solid green bars. Ooh, okay, so D is adding in some noise here as well. You see those dots? Let's try another patch. Oh, interesting. So D is just leaving this kind of on and off of these bars at the bottom. And then S is also adding the bars? I wonder what's the difference between D and S then? Whoa, that's so pretty. Oh, I love that. Yo, oh my God, I'm in love. So glad I picked this off Marketplace. Whoa, I like that. So when I hit the AV button, it's like changing between some visuals. Ooh, that's cool. No sound to this though. I wonder why. This is honestly just kind of fun to just have like a random machine where you just get a bunch of really cool, happy accidents and surprises like this. I really love these just like control the RGB channels here. Ooh. Oh, I like that. The stable button really does change quite a lot of the visuals. The visual is frozen. What did I do? Oh my God. Oh, I can't tell if it's working or if it's genuinely broken because just the whole thing is so glitchy. It looks dope. I am very pleased. Whoa. Ooh, okay. Let's try some of these bends now here. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's so pretty. Let's change some of these colors. Yeah. Oh, that's dope. I like that red turquoisey purple going on here. Oh, the filter's fun here. Whoa, okay. I like how it's like a lot smoother here now. Whoa, that's nice. I wonder if we can get like a solid gradient. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so when I move this R switch, it takes away the reds of the image. Right now it's on green. If it moves it to blue, now it's green. But if I have it blue and green, it's orange, pink, white, green, orange. Oh, it's okay, so I've determined this left side is adding in noise and stabilizing the image. These four knobs are changing the sound, but also the sound is tied to some of the reactive patches. Like, we know that some of them are controlling rate parameters. Now what happens if I move these audio D10 RGB values? Oh, so they are changing the color. And the R here? Yeah, okay, so this is changing. So now it's more of a blood orange. Okay, how about if we move the G? Oh, that's cool. Now it's more like a magenta, purple kind of vibe. And let's try moving B. Oh, now it's blue. Let me try another patch. Well, that's fun. Let's try changing some of these audio parameters. Ooh. Now it's just gone. Hello? Anyone home? Oh! Hello. Okay, let's try another patch here. Whoa. That's crazy. Oh, that's fun. I love this blue, pink, cotton candy kind of vibe. Ooh, that's a fun sound. Ooh, this is really pretty. This kind of reminds me of butterflies almost. I don't know, like the yellow and black patterns definitely give me like butterfly wings, I think. Let's add a noise. Let's change the color. Okay, let's try another patch here. Whoa, that's intense. I'm kind of digging this orange and blue. Ooh. Okay, these adding in too much noise. This is fun. I'm liking this. I'm liking this universe right now. I'm getting like, it's very matrixy. I don't know. Okay, I think this one's cool. It's just like simple RGB. Ooh. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's make it stable. Oh, okay. Well, that's dope. Whoa, the colors. Look at the colors. Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm loving that chord. I love it when it goes like darker, grungier sound. pitch bend into that chord. Oh, it's beautiful. And we add in some noise from the bends here. Ooh, so dirty. Oh, so pretty. I love, this is my favorite patch. Yo, I like how it's going up and down visually. And I have it at a point where the pitch is not going up or down too fast, so it's kind of staying on screen a bit more. One thing I'm really curious is that this, the HSS3jb also has a MIDI in. What happens if I try plugging a keyboard into this? Okay, it's on. So I'm sending MIDI in now. Nothing appears to be happening. Nothing about the AV mode either. I'm really disappointed we're not getting MIDI. This might be a future experiment later, but I'm not immediately getting anything with MIDI. Another thing about this box is that it has an audio input as well too. So I'm really curious what happens if we try sending audio into the HSS3jb. I brought here my Yamaha Porta sound, a couple of built-in sounds. I'm gonna try to send this Porta sound into the HSS3jb. Oh, okay. So it's like triggering it on and off. It's weird. Yeah, it looks like the patch still has a mind of its own, but I'm triggering things with sound. Yeah, so there's a built-in drum machine on this. Let's try plugging the drum machine part. Okay, so it's weird. I can hear it. Now, is that coming from the TV or from my speakers? Let's hear. Oh, no way. I hear the drum machine through the TV. Whoa, okay, wait. This has implications. That's weird. Okay, so that means we're hearing the drum machine through the TV. I'm sending video only to these TVs, but we're hearing the audio output of the machine through the video signal? Oh, that's weird. I think there's definitely some crossover, I think, either on my patch bay or on the machine. Some of that signal is baked in with each other at some point in the signal chain. Basically, I just have this plugged into my patch bay from my last video, if you want to go check that out. And then from the patch bay into a splitter into these TVs. There's some dirtying of the signal happening somewhere, but it's so weird that I'm hearing the audio signal through a video output, if that makes any sense. Weird. Oh, and that means I can hear the synth as well too. Okay, I'm gonna just turn up the volume here. And then I'll also get another microphone so that we can hear this. Does it matter if I change the sound? Yeah, even changing the sound going through the video output. It's very much more distorted though. Yeah, so this is the before. And this is the after. Oh, it's changing the pitch too. I'll play a melody here. Yo, that's right. Yeah, it's transposing everything up. That's so weird. Oh, that's interesting too. The pitch that you are holding also outputs differently. So if this is lower pitch, you see larger bars, and as I ascend, because frequency is higher, the higher the pitch is, we're also seeing that visually represented as well. Yeah, smaller divisions, and it has a faster rate. Play two notes at the same time. We're seeing both divisions happening. I think I've explored the HSS3jb enough. I'm gonna build a track with it. Let's jump over to that breakdown. Where I first started off with these chords, and it sounds like this. That sound by itself is a major third. And so I was playing around and figuring out could I use that chord. If I played that notes a fifth apart, I would have two stacked major thirds, and that would make a major 7 chord. So yeah, so if I play this note, that would give me the root and the third, and if I play a fifth above it, that would give me the fifth and the major 7 of that chord. That's a major 7 chord, and I take that chord and just move it up and down. If you listen to the song only has major 7 chords. Great, and then I have some OTT to kind of bring all the sound up across the board. So then I have some modulation chorusy effects, like the rotary mod by Eventide Audio and Super VHS by Baby Audio. And it's like so lush and so clean, I'm absolutely in love with that world. This lead here is actually just a small segment. The original sound sounds like this. have a delay send using Baby Come Back from Baby Audio, as well as my Magic Send, which has even more magical chorusy effects. Some we saw earlier, like Magic Switch, which is part of Super VHS by Baby Audio. I have some little micro shift from Sound Toys and Rotary Mod again from Eventide. As I have some OTT to bring the sound up across the board. Digital is on here just to add a bit more color and character to the sound. Some EQ8 just to carve out all the lows and just give me that higher element. Next, I have this arpeggiated part, and this is really cool. So the original sound for this arp sounded like this. So I have that sound just going through an arpeggiator, and it just sounds like this. OTT and some pitch shifting to just bring that sound up an octave, but not all the way. So just to add a little bit of color to the sound. Yeah, so just a little bit of high-end silver. And I'm using Live 12's new Roar device, and I've been really in love with the saturation and color that you can get out of it. So yeah, and then I'm using Baby Audio's Super VHS and Crystalline to add even more spaciness to this arp. Kind of closely related is this glitchies track. So I took a selection of sounds from the raw recording and I threw it into a simpler. And then I have Live 12's new generate random MIDI seed to generate a bunch of random notes. It just sounds like this totally raw. But then I have this audio effects track that I set up here, and one has a spectral resonator on it, and that's to get more of a tonal sound out of it. I have it set the MIDI from to the arpeggiator, so it's kind of act like a vocoder almost. This is our spectral resonator track that's getting input from the ARP track. Yeah, kind of squelchy, bubbly almost, yeah. And then I have another track for shifter and grain delay, and that's giving us more of a textured sort of sound. So here's the sound of this chain. And then with the two of them together, I have it running into a compressor and some tape to help just add a bit more warmth and tape emulation to the sound. For this bass track, I have two bass sounds, one kind of longer sustained bass, and I have a kind of more syncopated shorter bass, but they use the same sample. The original sound just sounds like this. And then I added some OTT onto it to balance it out. And then I have this audio effect track here. One has Wave Submarine on it, and this is just to add a bit more sub to the sounds. And then I have another chain that has Kilohertz pitch shifter to bring it up an octave, some EQ to get some tone shaping, as well as Roar again to get a bit more distortion to the sound. So a bit more edge on this chain. And then I have both of those sounds together. So one with more edge and one with more sub going together into this G clip and EQ8. So that still wasn't enough bass for me. So on my bass subgroup, which will apply to both basses, I have a compressor to balance out the levels overall. And then I have minimal audio rift and Baby Audio tape to add a bit more color and give the bass sound a bit more character as well too. I just love the sound of minimal audio rift. Like whatever you throw onto it is always going to be like really gnarly. And then my shorter bass sound is using the same bass sample, except the release is cut a lot shorter and it has a slightly different signal chain. So some OTT to bring it up. And then I'm introducing rift to this a little bit earlier on to get more of an immediate tone and color out of this. And then I really wanted it to smack hard. So I'm just using DS10 to push the sound out even more on the attack, as well as using G-clip just to really clip things off and get more oomph out of my sound. And then, of course, it's going through that bass processing I mentioned earlier. Next, I have this ground hum, and this one's actually funny. So when I turned on the TV, this is the sound that it makes. This is, yeah, it's literally just the sound of the TV being turned on. And there's no pitch shifting as well. It's like, it just happened to be in key with the song. And so I just kind of left it as is. But I did add some additional processing to get a bit more color and character out of this. I added some audio thing speakers and some RC20, just give it even more of a lo-fi sort of sound. So this crash sound is really interesting. If I unwarp this and I take away these sends, this is the original sound I used for the crash. So I turned on the warp and then I brought it down. Once it was at this really small clip length, it sounds like this. Yeah, just like a small little merp. And then I added in some of my sends. So I have 2 sends here, kind of like a spacier. And then I added in some compression to even out the sounds, a limiter to boost the sound even more. And then I have uber loud here to really stress out and push out those highs to get more of that characteristic crash sound. Some compression to even it out overall again. And I have Valhalla Supermassive for an additional layer of reverb to get this even more spacey. Then lastly, I have some effects here. I got this flanger going on, redux to lean more into that 8-bit kind of video gamey sort of sound. And there's some automation on the right here. So the riser is really interesting. See, this trick I got from Andrew Huang. The riser first started off with a small sample like this, but I clipped it to just a small chunk. And then if you turn on that small chunk and repeat it over and over again for like 8 bars, you get something like this. Someone's having a seizure. Okay, and then if you freeze that and then you open up the clip and you go to the envelope section, I'm automating clip transposition. So it's going all the way from -48 semitones all the way to +48 semitones. And this curve is gonna give it that natural riser sort of sound. From there, I added a bit of delay as well and a bit of reverb to kind of lean more into that riser sort of sound. And there's just some compression going on to help balance the sound overall. Onto this kick sound, and it came from this moment of the original recording. So yeah, I just kind of trimmed it off and then I warped it to be even shorter. And then I have some EQ going on here, cut out some of the high-end elements and some drum bus to kind of get a bit more oomph out of this kick. Got a gate just to clean up the sound and some R-bass to add a bit more body to this kick as well. Some glue compressor just to help gel the sounds out a bit more. Roar just to add a bit more distortion and grit to this kick sound. And then lastly, in the chain, I have some uber loud. Really bring out those high elements and push it out, paired with DS10 to get more of that attack, dropping that sustain to clean it up and gate that sound even more. Now let's go over to the snare. This is the raw snare sound. It came from this segment here. But I just took that last bit there, warped it out, and I trimmed it. And then I added a bunch of processing. So some drum bus to add a bit more character to the snare off the bat. And then some EQ8 to just for some tone shaping. The DS10 to add a bit more attack, loving the roar device. Some OTT and uber loud, but the uber loud is pushing out the mids and the highs for that kind of more brighter snare sound. And lastly, just some gates and EQ to clean it up even more. Get that low end out of there. G clip is just kind of bringing everything up level and just really squashing the sound. Yeah, so that's the snare. The hats came from this segment of the audio, threw it into a simpler. The simpler is on slice mode, so it's picking up all those different transients as a note. And it just sounds like this. Like earlier, I used the new generate random MIDI seed, and so it's generating a bunch of random notes again. A little random, kind of like a laser gun fight or something. I added in my lo-fi sound here. So that's got a few different lo-fi-esque plugins like Excellent Audio RC20, Audio Thing speakers, Baby Audio Super VHS, Redux, that's to stock in Ableton, and then lo-fi pitch dropout from Yum Audio. So I really love the sound of all of these, and then when combined together on this random laser battle sound, it sounds like this. This M auto pitch, which is kind of locking the sounds to the key of the song as closely as it can. But also, I just like the sound of the artifacts that M auto pitch has. And so it sounds like this after running through some EQ to take out all of those low end. DS10 to really push those transients, and a gate to just clean up that sound even more. Using a compressor and an EQ, make the sound more level, and again, just trim off all that low end just so we only get the high bits for a hat sound. Now, all of that together are going through some drum group processing. So I have a drum bus on all of this together, a bunch of Baby Audio plugins on it. So I've got Tape, first by Baby Audio to add some tape emulation to the sound. Parallel Aggressor, that is giving it a bit more heat and smack to the sound. And then I just have a gate to clean up any sort of residual sound and noise from Parallel Aggressor. And then I got Beat Slammer, which is a free version of I Heart New York by Baby Audio. And I just love the sound of it because it gives it an even more hefty smack and punch to the sound. Yeah, those kicks just feel like extra thick. I really like it. Those were all the sounds I used in the track. So yeah, I hope you like the track. This is the song I made using the sounds from the video synth. Hope you enjoy.
Falling through a sky of pixels, electrostatic flow of signals, singing waveforms fill the air, buzzing free without a care. Ancient boards for picnic times, sit with me, let's grab a bite. Seated between scanlines, watching all the street lights, taking a big megabyte, feeling so electrified. Are we running in an analog dream? 'Cause you feel real to me, lost in the screen of you. I'm the signifier for what am I and I? Is your heart full so true?
So yeah, that was really fun. I'm absolutely in love with this new synthesizer. If you like what you heard, please like and subscribe. Otherwise, there are more glitchy video setups in the description below. Otherwise, take care. See ya. Okay, yeah, so patch 1, we have a bunch of noise, but what's new?